So this video is for the ladies. If you are watching this video, I need you to share this video to every lady that you know, because all of what I'm going to be saying in this video are things that every lady needs to know, especially if you are single. Like, you need to know all of these things, because I found myself even making lots of these mistakes. Like, I found myself making a lot of these mistakes while dating, in relationships. And really, if you want to save yourself a lot of stress, you want to save yourself unnecessary heartaches and disappointments, I need you to watch these videos to the very end, because all of what I'm sharing with you in this video are things that are going to help you out to live a happier, painless life when it comes to relationships. So if you want to hear all of what I have to say, please keep on watching this video. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, kindly click on the subscribe button right below. Also turn on the post notification bell right beside that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my uploads. So the first thing I want to say is, we live in a society that is male dominated. If you look at most organizations in Nigeria, on the African continent, even in the Western world, are headed by males. Males, that is men. We live in a society whereby when we look at entertainment, most women are usually stripped down to entertain men. There's so much disregard for women in the society we live in, and there's so much disregard and there's so much pressure. The same society that expects women to be perfect, have this very perfect image, look a particular way, dress a particular way, and still expect something else. Like, it's so crazy how a man can be married and he goes to marry this slim lady that looks really nice, she's pretty, but on the side of being married, he goes after this lady that is very, very shapy, different from what society expects a guy to be with. But then on a weekend basis, he's literally spending his time with this side chick, meanwhile he's married. Like, there's just so much, there's so much that we ladies are not prepared for in society, and we end up getting married to men that, or even being in situations with men that don't even love us, and they're just with us because most times they haven't really found our value, we don't really know our worth. So we end up settling for men that shouldn't even, that don't even deserve to be in our presence, not to even talk about opening our gates, like as our gate men or so. So let me just, I'm gonna be sharing points. I'm going to be sharing 10 points with you that you should know as a lady. So the first thing I want to talk about is having unprotected knacks. You know how YouTube can be, I don't want to say the main word, having unprotected knacks. The thing is, most men feel like they should meet with you and be able to have unprotected knacks with you. Some men will feel like that because they feel like, okay, that's like the normal thing, everybody has unprotected knacks. But if you feel like you're a lady and you want to give yourself to somebody you don't know, you don't even have an history with this person, you meet this guy, he looks good and whatever, and next thing you want to go and start having, you know, whatever knacks with him, and in a situation whereby this guy doesn't have CDs, you are willing to allow him have that with you, this guy is not going to regard you. Because I've actually met someone that told me that, you know, all of his history of having to, like, you know, wanting to, you know, be with a lady, as a nacky lady, none of those ladies asked him if he had CDs. That just tells me that he felt like most ladies, we don't really respect ourselves, we don't really care for our own safety, we are just kind of careless. And honestly, should I say it's sort of true? Should I say sort of true? Because it's one thing for something to, for someone to say, oh, our grandfathers ate granules with the back spewed, and now you want me to eat granite and you eat it with the back covered and whatever. It's one thing for having unprotected knacks to be normalized. But I want you ladies to know that no matter how you want to enact, no matter how you might really desire it and all of that. Don't be having unprotected knacks with men that you are not married to. Don't be having unprotected knacks with even your BF, because you cannot trust anybody. Your BF might leave you today, and within that, in fact, it might leave you for just 10 minutes or even 20 minutes. And after that 20 minutes of him meeting you, he can meet another girl, knock her, and come back to you. Have unprotected knack with that girl, and then come back to you and have unprotected knack with you. You guys are just dating. You guys are just maybe in a situationship. Do not trust anyone to be 100% faithful to you, because really, with the way society is right now, like, you cannot trust anybody. Even me myself, I've had to learn that the hard way. But luckily for me, in all my years of being crazy and, you know, having stupid unprotected sex with a few men that I've been with, I'm just very, very lucky that I came out of it not having any infections. I came out of it like without any infection whatsoever. So and the truth is, everybody is not that lucky. Somehow God just had a way of always protecting me. You don't want to put yourself in a situation whereby you end up having an uncurable illness. You don't want to put yourself in that situation, so you want to be very, very, very careful. Don't trust anybody with your body, because once you get an uncurable illness, there's nothing there's no reversing of the hand of time just because of a few minutes of, you know, enjoyment. There's no reversing of the hand of time. So don't ever put yourself in that situation. The second thing I want you guys to know about is, don't go about telling every Tom, Dick and Harry you meet your history. It's not everybody you meet out there that is worthy of knowing your history. It's not everybody you meet out there that should know, okay, how many men you've dated, how many men you've been with. Like, it's not everybody that you should be telling your history. In fact, if you meet somebody and he seems to be interested in you, the moment he asks you of your history, tell him it's none of his business. My history is my past is my past. Are you interested in me? Are you interested in my present? Are you interested in my future? If you are so much interested in my past, then please, I'm not interested. You need to get to that point whereby it's until when you can fully trust this person then you can then share your past with the person. Because if you start to share your past with somebody that you don't even know if the person has, you know, wisdom or senses, this person will always judge you because of your past, forgetting that people can actually change. So don't go about sharing your history, or maybe, oh, you have been in abusive relationships, or maybe this guy had done this to you, or this one had cheated on you and you did not know. Because the truth is, when you share your history with a man, the reason why most times they ask you about your history is because they want to know what they can get away with you. So you want to be very mindful of what you share and what you do not share. So that's the second point I want you girls to know. So the third point I have to share is, let him earn your trust. Let him earn your trust. You don't just meet somebody, no matter how it might look all put together. You might meet this guy and he seems like everything that maybe all the other guys you've ever met were not. Just feel like you can trust this guy blindly. You'll be so disappointed, because the truth is, like the Bible says, God is not a man that he should lie, nor the son of man that he should repent. Has he spoken and will he not make it good? Has he said and will he not come to pass? Like, the only person you can trust in this life is God. You cannot trust a man. So if you just go and trust this man blindly, and you just maybe open yourself up to this man, you would later start to find out that this man is actually just a human being, because he's going to break that trust. He's going to disappoint you. He's going to lie. He's going to show you that all of the trust you bestowed on him blindly really wasn't right, because he needed to earn your trust. And how does he earn your trust? He earns your trust by proving that he has integrity. When he says something, he does it. He has character. He doesn't throw you under the bus. He doesn't speak badly about you in public. He doesn't speak badly about you with his friends codedly when you don't hear. You don't spend time with him and then he goes over with his friends to talk about things that you guys probably did together and whatever. You cannot trust a man blindly. You cannot trust a man blindly. I've been in a situation whereby I was dating this guy and he was telling me about things that he did with his previous girlfriends, and then he went and was sharing these same things with like his friends. I'm thinking about it now. I don't even know why I didn't even see that as a major red flag, because I remember it, but I just felt like maybe he had outgrown it. But one thing I just realized now is it's not every man that actually outgrows stupidity. Lots of men will grow up physically to be all matured and all, but in their minds, it's not all of them that are very mature. So you need to be very, very careful with these men. He needs to earn your trust. You need to actually test this man and see if you can trust them. Present situation, test the man, and if the man falls, like, just leave him to the streets. He wasn't even deserving of you. So the fourth thing I want to advise us as ladies is, it's very, very important for you to have your own money, because let's get this thing straight. The thing is, most men these days will feel like, okay, especially when they are well to do, they will feel like, oh, maybe she's coming to me because I have money, and for that reason, whatever it is I do to her, whatever way I treat her, she's gonna take it. When you are a woman and you have your own resources, you're not dependent on any man. You're not dependent on this man in question to take care of you, to foot your bills, to, like, you know, fund you in any way, whatever. It's gonna make this man to even appreciate you more, because if you're in a situation whereby you have to rely on this man to put food on your table, to house you, to clothe you, this man is not going to regard you. This man is not going to respect you. So if you're a lady, don't just be sitting down somewhere, like, you know, being idle. Find something to do. There are lots of things you can do that are out there. There are lots of opportunities that are out there that you can engage yourself with and earn a decent living. I have a playlist on my channel where I make videos about side hustle ideas, about entrepreneurship. If you're interested in starting a business, go to that playlist and watch all the videos that I have made on entrepreneurship. I've shared lots of ideas of businesses you can venture into. Don't be idle as a lady. Don't just be sitting pretty expecting that, okay, you will do makeup and dress up and post a picture on Instagram and men will be all over your DM sending you money. Yes, if you can achieve that you post a picture and you have men in your DM asking you for to come and see them and whatever, and they can send you money. Beautiful. If you can achieve that and get money from them, it's not a problem. Please go ahead, but still have a side hustle, still have a handwork, still have something that puts money on your table. You cannot be completely dependent on men. You cannot. You can only trust God, and when you trust God, you need to have a medium in which God can bless you. You cannot always rely on your beauty or makeup. Beauty fades. You will get older. You will not always be curvy. Your body is going to change. That's just the real. Even if you do all your BBL, you cannot keep on doing BBL when you're in your 70s. So, invest in something. Find something to learn that you can earn from. So find your passion, find your purpose, and, you know, get into it. I'm about to start delving into the more important things that ladies need to be very, very mindful of. So my fifth point is going to be insecurities. All of us are women. We have something about our bodies that we do not like. Sometimes these men will come to you and be feeling like, okay, because you are very, very big, for that reason you should be insecure. Or he might come to you and be feeling like, because you have broad shoulders, you should be insecure about your broad shoulders. Or because you are very, very thin, you should be insecure because no man will want you because you are very, very thin. Do not let these men make you feel insecure, make you feel like you're less than just because society expects you to look a particular way. Thinking about it, these men that come to you trying to paint your insecurities in your face, are they perfect? Most times these guys are not even they're not even worthy to even be your gitty men. They're not even worthy to even be like your chef. And then this random dude on the road will be like, auntie, you too fat though. Or auntie, this one, that one. Like, you just see that most times anybody that is willing to ever point out something about you that doesn't look good and try to make jest of you because of something that might be that may have been said by society as not the standard, and try to mock you because of this thing, is a very, very weak person. It's only a very, very weak and insecure person that tries to make someone else insecure because of something, a standard that the person, in quote, because of a standard that society sets as a beauty standard for all. Think about it. This man might just be one plank, lenge, straight thing without muscles, no definition, but yet he expects you to look like Kim K. And then we all forget that Kim K actually had surgery. This man might look like a gorilla, but yet he expects you to look like every woman should look like Beyonce. You just find out that there's so much unrealistic expectations of women, and you see lots of girls these days. Everybody's getting surgery done. They're getting their nose done. They're getting their lips done. They are doing lots of Botox. They are fixing their body just to like, you know, look perfect and whatever. Anybody that would make you feel insecure, make you feel like you're less worthy just because you don't look a particular way, is not deserving of you. Is not deserving of you. This person can't even create anything, but yet they come to you to spew nonsense at you. Like, I'm not coming here to say now that I've never, you know, made somebody feel bad, because I remember, I think in secondary school there was this there's one of my classmates that is an albino. I think I may have made jest of her at some point, probably because maybe, I don't know, I was being a child and I was just being stupid and whatever. Not like I was perfect. I also had my own insecurities, and I definitely had my insecurities then, but I still did that to her, and I totally and absolutely regret ever making jest of that lady. But don't ever allow a man make you feel insecure. And as a woman, as a lady, I just want you to get to that point where you start to embrace whatever insecurity you have. Like for me, I have broad shoulders, and a man will come and tell me, oh, your shoulders are too broad, for that reason you're not beautiful. Come on, I'm a very beautiful girl. I don't even need makeup to believe that I'm beautiful. Like, I am very, very beautiful. And the craziest thing is, a man that is going to come and tell you, oh, you're not fine, or maybe your shoulders are too broad or whatever, if you bring his mother, you as a lady, I'm quite sure you're finer than the guy's mother. You are more beautiful than the guy's mother, but he has the guts to come and tell you that, oh, this is this, you are too fat, you are too slim, your shoulders are too broad, you have K leg, you have yam leg, you have pimples or whatever. Those things don't matter, because the person that ever makes you feel insecure, in the person's heart of hearts, the person is also the person is just a weakling. It takes a lot of weakness for you to actually want to bring somebody down. It takes a lot of weakness for you to feel like you want to make somebody feel bad. So if you ever find yourself in a situation whereby you're in a relationship or a situationship, or even married to somebody that constantly takes things that you might be insecure about and rubs it in your face and tries to make you feel bad about those things, I think it's high time you start to distance yourself from that person equation, because really that person is not good for your mental health. And then you also need to get to that point where you can actually rub it in a person's face that you don't care if the person doesn't like this thing about you. You love yourself and you're okay the way God made you. Don't ever let anybody make you feel insecure just because of certain physical attributes that you have that society does not celebrate. God made you for a reason, and I'm quite sure that there's definitely going to be somebody out there that's going to appreciate you the way you are without asking you to change. Just like you meet a guy now, he's expecting you to, oh, put on weight, I want you to add weight, or I want you to lose weight. Please throw that man away. Or if you're a woman and a man is like, whether you're a man or a woman and you find yourself in a situation whereby a guy or a lady is trying to change you to fit their expectation, please throw that person away. The person is not worth it. The person doesn't love you, because if the person loves you, the person will not be asking you to change. Throw the person away. In the bin, throw him away. He doesn't deserve him. He doesn't deserve him at all. Throw him away. This point I want to talk about is about overdoing, overperforming. And actually what made me film this video was this 6th point. I saw something my younger brother posted on WhatsApp. I'm going to put a screenshot of this particular post because this particular post is what inspired this video, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. So this post says, main chick, I can't do that, it's disgusting. I hope you guys are saying it. Then for lake for the night, that's more like his side girl. She's ready to pull up her hair and get into whatever the guy is asking her to do. Meanwhile, the guy's main chick doesn't even do it. You know, when my brother put up this picture, he just put a laughing emoji and then he did something like facts. Ladies, you guys need to understand something here. When you go all out, you are overdoing for a man. You are trying to satisfy him in all ways, shape and form possible. You are doing everything you don't need to be doing. You don't have any business doing. You are busy giving this man wife privilege when he hasn't even considered making you the main chick self. Meanwhile, you are trying to fulfill all his fantasies in this world. When you overdo, when you are overperforming, these men will never appreciate you when you overperform. If I'm going to be very honest to you, I think men like women that actually likely cold or wicked or mean to them. And I don't mean like outrightly wicked or mean, like you're being wicked or mean. If as a woman you don't have standards and you're willing to just drop it like it's hot, the way almost every other lady out there is willing to drop it like it's hot, this man is not going to appreciate you. If you can go celibate, please do it. Because if a man feels like he can get you easily, he will not value, because he feels like, okay, another guy can actually approach you and also get you very easily. And when you are even dating a guy, or let's say you guys are even married, don't give that guy everything immediately. If it's going to be, let's say, in the first 1 year of you guys being together, let's say if the first 1 year of you guys being married, let him only get missionary. Yeah, let him only get that. Then as he proves himself that he's not a raging dog, then you can start to explore other options. But if you go in and you guys are still dating and you've already given this guy everything, he will not appreciate you. He will not value you. So please, ladies, stop overdoing. Stop going to this man's house to do environmental sanitation. Stop going to this man's house to cook for them. You cannot be trying to prove yourself that, oh, I'm a good wife, I'm a wife material. If he cannot see it without you having to do the most, let him go. Let him go. And funny enough, I know men that marry women that don't even know how to cook, and these men are not complaining, they're happy. So you are still a girlfriend, or you are still just even a side chick, and you're busy, you're cooking for him. The girlfriend will leave the house, she will not cook, or you will come as a side chick and you'll be the one cooking and cleaning the house, trying to prove yourself so that he will consider you. At the end of the day, he will not still consider you. So please, ladies, you need to understand that you are the price, whether you like it or not. As much as society has so much dragged women down that we no longer even know our worth, we no longer even know that we are the price. Because really think about it, as much as, yes, the men have their, like, they give life to our seed, not a problem, but we carry children for 9 months. How many men can actually carry a child for 9 months and push a child out and go through the process of not sleeping for how many more months until the child is grown? If you don't realize what you bring to the table as a woman, you continually settle for less. You keep on doing the most, trying to prove yourself that you are wife material to somebody that doesn't even deserve a conversation with you. Like, I've made so many mistakes in relationship, but funny enough, like, even in as much as I kept on making the same mistakes over and over again, I was just lucky that it just seems like after I make a mistake and I realize that, oh no, this thing, I'm not quite sure I want to be married to this person in question, I'll be the one running. But I keep on making the same mistake over and over again. Sometimes I feel like I don't want a relationship. So other times I feel like, okay, my mom is expecting me to get married, or this other person is expecting me to get married, or these people keep on asking me when I get married. Like, all these people's expectations just keep on pushing us to settle for things that we should not be settling for. And what's the next point? I think let me just head over to the 7th point before I just start talking generally and I miss the outline which I set. So the 7th point is abstinence. Guys, I don't know if you ladies have heard about Stephen Harvey's 90-day rule. If you meet a guy and you guys are getting to know each other and whatever, don't be in a hurry to have, you know, to knack with him. If you can keep off knacking for 90 days, please do it. If you can tell him, I'm not knacking you until we are married, please do it. Because the truth is, if you give yourself to somebody, that you're not married to, he has already gotten the fruits without having to pay for it. So why then would he want to pay for it? When you meet a guy and you think that, okay, maybe this person is a potential, you want to quickly investigate, you want to quickly ask questions, you want to quickly get to know who this person is and find out, okay, does this person fit your list? Ladies, if you've thrown your list away, please go and get your list. You don't want to be settling for people that don't even meet any standard. Like, you don't want to be settling for people that don't even have any standard whatsoever. You want to get your list. And the moment you meet this guy and he seems like a prospect, you want to start asking questions. You want to start probing. The process of you guys communicating, talking, is for you to get as much information as possible to know if he meets your standards. Does he have character? Does he love you? Because the truth is, most marriages I see these days, the men don't love the women. They don't love the women. They just marry the women just because, oh, society expects them to be married. So they go and marry this cookie cutter lady that looks perfect, and their friends are going to be hailing you like, ah, man, your wife fine, or your babe fine. Or they go and marry this trophy like wife that looks like, okay, she's going to be able to present me when I'm outside, she's going to be able to represent me and all of that. But in a man's heart of hearts, what he might like might just be something totally different from what he married. So you ladies need to be very, very careful when it comes into relationships. You want to be very careful to be you want to be very, very careful to make sure that you don't engage in knacking very early, because if you engage in knacking very early, it's going to overcloud your judgment. And the moment you start to engage in knacking, instead of you to be trying to know this person, because of the knacks, you start to even when you see red flags, you just be thinking, let me just overlook it. Avoid knacking for as long as you possibly can, so you can vet this person and see if this person is even worthy of being in your presence. You don't want to make mistake and you bring in somebody that is not even worthy to even know your name, is not even worthy to even have your number into your space. You don't want to make that mistake. Use abstinence as a tool to vet these men that are out there, because lots of these men are grown boys. If you don't know what grown boys are, please check out Tony Gaskin's YouTube channel for his grown boys playlist. There are lots of grown boys that look like men out there, and if you're not careful, you keep on wasting your time with these grown boys. And when you use abstinence as a tool, you will be able to quickly vet a man, know if he's worthy of your time, and kick him out. Then you can, when you meet somebody else, you vet the person. If he's not worthy of your time, you kick him out. You meet somebody else, he's not worthy of your time, you kick him out. It helps you to just be able to quickly go through the unworthy ones until you meet somebody that is reasonable. So please use abstinence. Point is going to be, do not be desperate. Man, desperation. Like, the truth is, most times when we find out that we are settling in relationships, the reason why most of us settle in relationships is because of the desperation to get married. Like, ladies, I know the struggle is real, like the pressure is real. Every Saturday you're saying, oh, this your friend just got married, this one just got married, that one just got married, and I think in your head you're thinking, oh God, when is it going to be my turn? Because we live in a society where a woman is not regarded, or rather, we live in a society where I would always be referred to, me, Linda, at my age, 30 years old, I'll always be referred to as a girl, just because I haven't married, just because I haven't had somebody like, marry me, and I haven't had children. For that reason, I'll always be referred to as a girl. Ladies, like, we need to get to that point where we no longer care about society standards, because if you keep on paying attention to things like, oh, you again until you're married, you need a man to validate you before you can be respected in society, you keep on settling for trash. There's something the Bible says. The Bible says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed through the renewing of your mind. as much as we all want to get married, we all hope to meet our Prince Charming. We want to meet this perfect man that is, you know, that you know, is able to sweep us off our feet, or we just want to just be married and just be somebody's missus, or just be somebody's own and know that okay, this person is actually our own. As much as we want these things so bad, as much as we want companionship, as much as we don't want to be lonely, as much as we want to have somebody that we can talk about anything possibly, you don't want to be desperate, because the truth is, men smell desperation. They can see it. When you are desperate as a lady, this man is going to use your desperation against you. He's going to use your desperation to control the relationship. You're going to find yourself in a situation whereby you're not going to have a say in that relationship. It's going to be whatever this man wants. That if he chooses to now do the needful of, okay, making it official and getting married to you. If a man knows that you're desperate for marriage, even if he gives you, he marries you, because he knows you are desperate, he will have controlled the relationship from the very start of that relationship. He may have even tried to train you so you'd always dance to his tune. Ladies, you don't want to be desperate. Even if you are in your late 30s, you're in your late 40s, you're in your late 50s and you haven't married, do not be desperate. Let's look at somebody like Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey would have been married to whoever it is she may have wanted to go to get married to. But because she knew that she probably did not find somebody that was maybe richer than her to get married to, she decided not to get married. Her partner, Steadman, she did not marry Steadman. Because the truth is, when you are desperate, a man is going to use you. If he's not going to use your resources, he's going to use your body. You want to make sure that you're not so desperate to not be lonely, or you're not so desperate for companionship, because if you're desperate for companionship and you get with somebody that is less than you are on a mental level, is less than you financially, like is less than you in all spheres of life, this man is going to resent you. And if you make the mistake of marrying this man, you're going to be frustrated. Let's look at stories of people like, okay, in Nigeria here, I think Mercy Aigbe, she got married to somebody. I think when she now began to, when she became successful, it came out that maybe her husband, I think not maybe her husband was beating her or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, I really don't understand why. But you need to understand that if you settle for a man that doesn't love you completely, if you start to do better than this man, or if you are doing better than this man, in this man's heart of hearts, he's going to resent you. He's going to even hate you. He might just be with you just because, okay, he gets privileges, you're able to take care of him, you're able to feed him, clothe him, and whatever. But in his heart of hearts, he's going to resent you. So you want to be careful not to be desperate. You want to wait for somebody who is your match. Somebody who is willing to lift you up. Someone who is willing to pour into you. You don't want to settle for somebody that just takes from you, that just takes from you, that just takes from you without adding anything to you. You don't want to settle for scrums. You don't want to settle for somebody that cannot bring something to your table. You don't want to settle for somebody that cannot invest in you. Look at this lady, what's her name? Jennifer Hudson. She didn't even marry the guy, but they had a child. So when she broke up with him, the guy is now trying to get permanent custody of the child, and he's even asking her to pay him certain allowances on a monthly basis. Like, you just find out that when you settle for men that are less than you are, these men eventually become very, very bitter, and by the time you leave the relationship, it finds a way to try and get back at you. So please, ladies, no matter how you want to get married, don't be desperate, because these men are going to use your desperation against you. We live in a society that is dominated by men. So as a woman, if you do not embrace yourself, if you don't know your worth, you end up settling for people that do not deserve you at all. You don't want to. There was even a case of when Madonna divorced one of her husbands. I think she lost almost half of her fortune. You don't want to be in a situation whereby you're losing your assets to a man that is not deserving just because you wanted to be married, just because of love. If you find yourself in a situation whereby you end up being married to somebody that is not doing well as you are, you want to try as much as possible to protect your assets. You want to protect your asset as a woman. Protect your asset from these men, because if you do better than your husband or your partner, your boyfriend or whatever, in this man's heart of hearts, is going to hate you. And the reason why he's going to hate you is because you are doing better than him, and he feels insecure. He starts to feel like, oh, maybe it's because you are doing well, yeah, therefore maybe you are taking his favor from him, or maybe his friend starts to shame you, like maybe you're the one that is marrying him, and for that reason he might just start to feel insecure. And in most cases, when you do better than these men, they're going to cheat on you with somebody that they feel like they can control. They're going to cheat on you with somebody that feel like, okay, it's dependent on them, because they're trying to massage their masculine ego in one way or another. So you want to be very, very careful of who you choose to settle with, because marriage is something that we as ladies, we need to be very, very careful with, because the truth is, it's the men that really need this relationship. As much as, yes, we as women, we have our biological clock ticking and all. If you have your money, you can choose to have a baby without a man. You can go to the hospitals and choose to do IVF, buy a sperm, get a sperm donor, and have a child without having, like, yeah, I know that is not the conventional way society expects. But if you start to get to that time where you feel like, okay, you're not meeting any responsible man, you can just do that. You don't have to settle for somebody that's going to make your life miserable. You don't have to settle for somebody that's going to frustrate you or even kill you just to take your assets. Next point I wanted to talk about is don't settle for less. And in the process of trying to explain don't be desperate, I think I also explained don't settle for less. I found myself in that situation, because I found myself in this situation a couple of times, because I think seeing examples of maybe relationships for like people around me, relatives and all, I've seen situations whereby a woman that is literally like a queen has to settle for a man that is actually less than her in all areas of life. She has to settle for this woman in all areas of life. And by the time you settle for a man that is less than you in all areas of life, this man starts to drag you down. He has no investment. He's not doing anything with his life. He doesn't have a purpose. So invariably, you always have to pour into this man. You always have to pour into this man for you to uplift him. You always have to pour into this man for you to uplift him. This man is not pouring into you, you're always pouring into him. Do you think you're going to go higher if you keep on pouring into somebody that is not pouring into you? You're going to go down. Never settle for less. You want to be in a situation whereby you guys are equals and you can pour into each other and pull each other up. Or you're in a situation whereby the man is high above and you are here, and you as a woman, you are smart, you are able to be wise, and you keep on trying to meet up with him at where he's at. So never settle for less than you deserve as a woman, because you're going to regret it. No matter how much you feel like you love this guy and you really want to help him, maybe you guys had one stupid history and for that reason you feel like you want to support him. If you guys had history somewhere, let's say you guys were younger, when you guys were younger and maybe you guys were classmates and whatever, if he was not interested in you when you guys were classmates and you feel like, oh, you suddenly met him when you were older and whatever, he now starts to show interest in you when you are older and you have manifested. In most cases, he's not interested in you because you have he's not interested in you because he likes you. He's interested in you just because you have manifested and he feels like he can benefit from you. So never settle for less, because if you settle for less, like I said before, this man is in his heart of hearts, he's going to hate you. And not just that he's going to hate you. When you guys were younger, he did not want you then. What makes you feel he wants you for the right reason now that you're older and as a woman and you've manifested? Don't settle. Don't settle for someone who is not even worthy to be your gate man. Don't even settle for somebody who is not worthy to even be to even open the door, even just be in the same room that you are in. Don't settle just because you want to be somebody. The 10th advice I want to give to you guys is pay attention to the red flags. Men know that women are deceived by what we hear. We are moved by what we hear. You want to be very, very careful to make sure that as you are seeing a red flag from a man, you pay attention to it and you check him immediately. when you see any sign of inconsistency with this man, you want to make sure you ask him questions. Let's say he tells you a story and the following day he comes back telling you the same story, but the story comes like it's different from how he told you the first time. You want to check him to confirm and validate what he's saying. You want to pay attention to the red flag. Does this guy smoke? Does this guy lie? Does he keep to his word? Is he somebody that likes to watch those, you know, bad movies or whatever? Is he somebody that has a purpose? Is he somebody that has a vision? Does he have character? Does he have integrity? Is he somebody involved in illegalities? You want to pay attention to these red flags, and as soon as you see any red flag, do not overlook it. Because I found myself in a situation whereby I kept on overlooking red flags, and later on those red flags you overlooked are going to come back and bite you in the butt. So please, ladies, don't overlook these red flags. Throw away this man as soon as you spot red flags, and just let this guy go. Let him go. So long as you see a red flag that is going to be detrimental to yourself, that is going to affect you as a person, red flags are going to affect you individually. If this person acts out these red flags on you, you want to just get yourself out of that situation. So guys, if you got value out of this video, please make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up and share this video with your female friends who are also going to get value out of this video. I know, yes, we make mistakes in life. I've gone through a decade of my life with mistakes in relationships, but one promise I'm making to myself, I've had to make to myself recently, is I'm no longer going to settle for less than I deserve, because truly I am a queen and I deserve only the best. If I cannot get the best, I might as well just be by myself in peace and joy and happiness, enjoying my singlehood, investing in myself, improving myself. Ladies, just know your worth and stop settling for nonsense. You are the prize. Don't allow a man feel. Don't ever let a man feel like you have to chase him. Don't ever let a man feel like he's the prize, because ladies, you are the prize. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you got value out of this video, please make sure you smash the like button, share this video with your friends, and also please subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed. Please follow me on social media at Linda Ezemidodu. Also follow my business pages at ANL Beauty and ANL Beauty Hair, where I sell hair and makeup product. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember, be bold, have courage, live a positive life. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys. Do you guys want to be seeing relationship videos on my channel every Sunday? Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to quickly edit this video and put it out today. Let me know if you want to see more relationship videos on my channel. Maybe every Sundays I just put out relationship videos. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.